First, it is not true what you are stating that before the council there was no confessions during Mass. It was very common, very spread all over the world since centuries. I repeat, since centuries, that during Mass there were confessors available and people used it. Of course, until the 20th century, the people did not receive communion so frequently. So when they went to the Sunday Mass and they felt the necessity to confess, there were available confessors. And in the old churches, especially in Europe, it is impressive when you enter the old Baroque church, especially, there are on both sides, on the walls, several confessionals. On both sides, 5, 6, 7, 10. So it was a sign that they were used very much in the people. So I repeat, it is possible. There is no canonical impediments or prohibitions that priest can confess people during the Holy Mass, another priest, I mean. And it is a good means to help people who otherwise would live in a mortal sin. When even to live in a mortal sin a couple of days is also a huge burden for the conscience. And so when a person comes to Sunday Mass and there is a priest available even during Mass, and he has in his conscience that he has a grave sin and he cannot be with this sin until the next Saturday, or then there is a grace. This is a grace of God for him to cleanse his soul in this possibility. And so there are different situations of souls. We cannot program only the confession on Saturdays or that all people will come. This is not so realistic from the pastoral point of view. For the salvation of souls, the church must be more generous, most inventive to help the people to cleanse the soul. Of course, with serious repentance and preparation. But usually it is common today in the traditional parishes, there are priests during confession, during Holy Mass. And I repeat, there is no prohibition, and it helped really many people for their souls, that they could, even during Mass, before they go to communion, or simply to go to Holy Confession. When there are, so in ancient times in Europe, for example, there were parishes, villages, there were a parish priest, he had 2 chaplains, 2 vicars, and a smaller parish. And so on Saturdays, the people did not work or until midday, and then they prepared themselves for Sunday. They had time, and they went to the church and confessed. Of course, this is also possible, and this was also the practice. But now it's another style of life in our modern time. The church has also to take into account. And the greatest and the most important law is the law of salvation of souls. And when it helps, the church is doing it to offer confessions also during Mass.